Qiyana is going to be the one. Qiyana, by the way, going to be just mid lane for the future because of the jungle nerfs that giant attack speed nerf that's coming in. Let's see what he decides to go with instead. I would assume that TSM are going to pick jungle here. The last AP, I talked about it when the Elise was banned, but Gragas and Elise are the AP junglers because you do need the level 3 gank possibilities, either Body Slam Flash from Gragas or Elise's Cocoon. And they are going to pick up the Gragas to balance out a little bit of that damage type and keep EG guessing. Still very well could be attack damage. That's what we're calling for, Riv. We want that LeBlanc back for Jiizuke. Can they make the early action happen?
Let's go.
They lock it in for him. Now, you want to pair that with the jungler that can actually make use of LeBlanc's amazing gank setup. LeBlanc actually has a lot of matchups that, if you take junglers out, are very bad for her. Lane phase, you can actually punish LeBlanc if you know that there's no jungler, but that is the key. LeBlanc preys on enemy mid laners not respecting the whereabouts of the jungler because she can go in, distortion chain, she has amazing gank setup. Kindred does bring the damage there. So that's a very interesting pick here for Svenskeren. Bring it out the Kindred. Shout out to Forest Within. See if he's watching. We'll be very happy.
#1 Kindred in A. This is exciting because
now they got the AP juggler Rift. Go!
Bjergsen's last pick, man. 2 seconds. Broken Blade smiling. No! Why you gotta do it to us? You know the first win can come from that.
They do it almost every time now. Upper set for Bjergsen. But come on, this one they actually could have done it here.
Absolutely.
Not gonna be the case though. Zoe, once again, this is one of our most common picks into the LeBlanc. Distortion is in a line, so you can line up your bubbles fairly easily. And Zoe does bring that big poke later into the game. So definitely going to be one of the ones, too, that has to be a little bit more cognizant of tracking the enemy jungler, though. I already talked about it with LeBlanc. Those setups in lane is where she gets a lot of her threat of her laning from. And Zoe, without her bubble cooldown, is a sitting duck. Because Aris not going to give you permanent dash and take you right back to the same spot. It's very easy to prey upon. So what Zoe has to do a lot of the times is save the bubble for those interactions where Kindred's coming or LeBlanc is engaging on you and use it defensively.
I'm excited. Sometimes you see the comps and I'll think of what Drake would be awesome here. I mean, if TSM were able to get the Mountain Soul out of this and have more shields on their shields, Jiizuke just basically does nothing at the beginning of fights here. Wonder how the RNG is going to play out in favor of either team coming in, but we are going to see if TSM can pick up win #1 of the spring split here versus Evil Geniuses. 1 and 2 on their split so far as they come in as a newly revamped team. Both of these teams really, in that sense, to see and try and find some ground here in the early weeks.
All right, can they make it happen? Gonna be eyeballs on the junglers early. They've got some volatile matchups to try and affect early on. Either solo lane definitely could be the target.
And we are off and running. Dardoch already on your screen, getting that info out, talking it up. Very vocal player on the team, making sure that everybody knows what he's seeing around the map and when he's seeing it. As we were talking about Bang a little bit before, definitely having a better season for himself. Has a play on the Aphelios, deathless in his first game, deathless in Senna, 8-0-5 in his second game, and then the Sona was a 2-1-11. But really, last year was a question of, you know, where is the World Championship Bang? Where is this caliber of play? Because it's expected to you after you win a World. We've heard Crown talk about it in duo with Core JJ. So he's been building that kind of brand for himself back up, and we've seen that he still has that play style that he can bring out.
Yeah, especially that Senna game. I thought he was really accurate with the snare skill shots, his ultimate usage. Definitely keep our eyes on him here. But anytime there's the Kindred in the game, I'm looking at Mark's Riv. Because Mark focus, it just adds so many more mini objectives to the game. First spawn scuttle is going to be a big one because while you can't predict which scuttle the first one is going to spawn on, you can just wait and keep one scuttle. As long as you don't get double scuttled by the enemy jungler, just wait for the extra cooldown for the mark to appear. Even if the opponent took it off of top scuttle, say, you just don't take bottom scuttle until your mark spawns on that bottom one, because that's the only other place it can go that early. And you just retain control of that area so that you will be guaranteed. Level 2 red buff invade. Here we go.
Low for Dardoch, just over 300 HP. He gets off of blue, so that timing is given now to Svenskeren. He should say either going for Raptors or he's on his Wolf, so safely being able to take the Gromp here. Won't get his mark killed just yet, but the team is getting information of where Dardoch could be on the map, and nice little dodge there out.
And this happens a lot with Gragas, because Gragas is one of the weaker early duelists of the pro meta junglers. He gets chased away from the higher value camps a lot. In Season 10, Gromp got a big buff to extra experience. So Wolf Camp is worth a lot less than it. So is Raptor Camp. But Gragas, because you start Talisman, it feels very good at going for the AoE camps. Right. Kindred, Svenskeren there was able to take away the Gromp, but that thing's just going to respawn anyways because you can't leave behind a small monster to counter jungle with. Ooh. Yeah, good control ward. He knows that since he invaded on blue side, there's a possibility Broken Blade went in there since Broken Blade pushed the wave. And Svenskaren's able to take away that extra information. And he gets the quick level 3 off of 2 buffs and the enemy Gromp, then will take his own.
Big low on the bot side. I wonder if there was a turret shot taken there. Obviously, your Xayah Rakan level 2 is going to be a little bit of a knockup, but seeing that one. He's going to have to back flash and heal Hughes on the side of EG.
Yeah, we got to see the replay to see what happened there, because with the positioning, Zeyzal wasn't even able to help him out with the lantern. Snare does land.
Fight's all over. I'm liking this game so far. Nobody down just yet, but it seems like they want to try to get that advantage very early. And now taking a look at Bang.
Eyes on Biofrost for going for the engage. Just flips over. Oh, they get the root. Kobbe got a nice pullback on the feathers to root him and burn the flash solo. Heal was also blown by Bang. As we were talking about the Thresh there, Zeyzal was right next to him. Lantern wasn't, gave him shield, but wasn't able to give him the mobility. So that's double summoners earned by Kobbe Biofrost.
Talking a little bit about Kobbe as well, coming over to the NA scene. He's kind of known as Mr. Consistent in Europe. I was asking Vedias kind of why that was, what he did. And it was really the factor that he would never be the reason you won or lost, and he could keep consistent play throughout CSing, throughout the mid and late game. Hopefully seeing him step up a bit here as they are able to get Bang's flash and heal out. Maybe they can get a first kill, first blood on that bot lane.
Dardoch looking for it. Broken Blade Dardoch. They want that top jungle.
Kumo's got his Qs used, so now he's going to get the final one to knock up the rest of that damage from Broken Blade. He's forced to flash out. That's heated up 3 times, heated up 4 times for the turret now. Ramping up in damage. A nice lockdown. Ignite onto Biofrost. He should live out of that one. Kobbe is also going to stay alive. He's near the turret. Yeah, he's going to live out of that one. You got to know the Ignite tick.
Attempt 2!
Broken Blade goes back in. Oh, it's going to be the Haymaker. It keeps him alive with Triumph 2. Man. The 1-2 punches keep coming in quick from the top side at TSM, and it's EG not giving up on bottom either, but not coming up with anything.
Oh, man. Were they tracking Svenskeren there? We got to look at the minimap during the second attempt on the dive, because they must have seen Svenskeren on a ward at some time and known, okay, the Kindred is not coming, so we can actually, even though we messed up the first round of the dive, just repeat for dive number 2 on top side. In the end, they do actually get the kill. Here's a look at dive number 2. Oh, Svenskeren was mid lane. Look at the mini map.
Yep.
He showed on the minions in mid lane. So that means Broken Blade and Dardoch say, all right, round 2, fight! He's able to pull him in right into the body slam from Dardoch, and then right in the middle of the payload there for the Haymaker, Broken Blade is able to get the kill credit, gets the Triumph heal right afterwards, stays alive. And this is going to be Sett's game to play.
Breaking out the brass knuckles for top lane early. Kumo's going to have some trouble now. Phage already for Broken Blade, so anything he connects gets a bit of movement speed off that to stay in range or dodge an Infernal Chain becomes all that much easier. Targeted for Gragas. Svenskeren has that marked on. And Dardoch is roaming around with those Predator boots now. Predator not up just yet, though, but he is going to be trying to get on this gank. It was up, rather. It's just cooling down. And he almost gets that hit onto Svenskeren. More aggression in the mid lane as Jiizuke and Bjergsen are just going punch for punch as their abilities come up from cooldown. I'm loving this so far. but when is it going to break? And we know that 8-minute mark Doublelift was just talking about. I'm be excited to see who gets the faster tempo to start things off.
Yep, and since Svenskeren is going to be able to return to the river, grab up the Scuttle Crab because of the attempt on bottom side where the Predator was just used by Dardoch. They know Dardoch doesn't have flash because of the top lane dive. Oh, Bjergsen actually moves in.
2v2, looks like he'll be able to get himself out safely.
That was a real flash as well for Bjergsen. Found the Kindred in river, trying to grab the honey fruits. Gets kicked back out, and Jiizuke smells blood. They go for the invade.
1 mark currently for Sven. I know he wants to get another one out. We see again top lane just being punished here. Back and forth. We see Broken Blade trying to throw out the shots. Kumo seems to be farming well under turret, but is definitely playing a bit safer, knowing what kind of power can be delivered in a dive for him. Gold's very even across the map. We're still waiting for this one to break open.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, because Bjergsen got chunked out, had to blow his flash on the Zoe from going into river, that allows the LeBlanc to push up this mid lane. They know that there's no Bjergsen to contest this dragon, and it's an easy pickup for evil geniuses.
First mountain, next is Infernal, and then we'll see what your soul is going to be for the map. No teleports on these mid laners this game, which is interesting from what we usually see. Aggressive and safety in the summoners.
Also, Riv, 8-minute alert. The Rift Herald is on the map, my friend, and with Dragon gone, I would say both bottom lanes, recall now. You need to get that swap off to claim control of the Rift Herald. TSM actually on this ward making the move up there will shove Kumo off. But neither bottom lane is actually moving to the top half of the map for that Rift Herald objective that Doublelift was talking about in his interview. And this just means Kumo backs off after seeing them on the ward, returns to grab up that farm.
Yeah, and that then would have been a perfect time. Bots push for EG, Cannon Wave going up towards the top side. You're not going to miss too much in the switch. But like you said, TSM was already putting power up there to try and stop whatever was happening, or if EG did have something in the mix. Both teams feel like it's a bit of a gentleman agreement here at 8 minutes to keep the lanes going as they are and keep going for those first turrets.
Well, we have recalls here for Bang and Zeyzal. Thresh and Aphelios should be heading up to the top side of the map now because what we've talked about, Rift Herald is available. And Aphelios has the easier shove, so he's going to be able to get there first. Secondary recalls come out for TSM. This should be a setup then. Everybody moving towards that objective. Dardoch is here first for possible 2v1 on Kumo. Svenskeren starts it up. Here we go.
They have a few wards just over the left side of the wall. Nothing for TSM really sees the Rift Herald pit just yet. Bjergsen's information there makes TSM privy to the fact that it is happening. Trying to actually close off Jiizuke here to start a fight. Cleanse comes out quick from Bjergsen, so nothing happens to him. They see Rift Herald is low as the box is thrown down from Zeyzal. Rift Herald will fall, and it looks like it's going to be the ensuing fight. That is Zeyzal going down very fast.
Oh, Broken Blade dunks him out of the Kindred ultimate, so he can't survive. Bjergsen's on the chase down Svenskeren.
Forward. Oh, he just misses Sven on the pedal star, but it looks like they're going to be able to pick up the kill anyways. As we're just before, or rather after those ultimates coming up from Kindred. TSM making quick work of the post-fight on this Rift Herald take.
Yeah, Jiizuke's not done. He's fishing around for a straggler here.
Why not? Got to get a bit of damage and make sure TSM can't get too much of a push off of this. But the swap does go in favor of TSM, even though, well, let's say they get the Rift Herald on EG. The fight goes in favor of TSM. And
here's another look at it. Cleanse was blown. The Rift Herald goes down, but look at the initiation here. Smite goes down, Rift Herald picked up. Gragas ultimate into the Rakan knockup, into the dunk from Sett there. And Bjergsen gets the kill. That was a nice little 3-person combo from TSM. Completely stun locked. And then they get the chase down because Bjergsen Zoe there gets the extra move speed off the Summoner spell blow from W. Biofrost still has his ultimate. So that was a Dardoch ultimate from Gragas to knock back Zeyzal into the Biofrost W knockup. And a really nice presence of mind there from Broken Blade to think quick and dunk him out of the Kindred ultimate immunity so they could actually secure the kill.
That is one hell of a bounce house. I'm sure we'll get it again. And Kobbe can explain it all over again.
Those are fun in real life, Riv. Not fun at all in League of Legends. I don't think Zeyzal was enjoying the bounce house that time around.
You know, the first time I was in a bounce house, I got a bloody nose. Bad memories, Kobbe. They aren't as fun as you think.
Wait, how old?
I was like 8.
Oh.
I caught an elbow on the way down, somebody on the way up. It's unfortunate.
Well,
somebody was breaking the set.
Zeyzal got the same treatment. It looked like Dardoch had his top side, but they had some wards on him, so they're going to back off and play defensively now. That control ward, look at this control ward, by the way, up in the tri-brush. It gives kind of false sense of security because Evil Geniuses have these 2 wards right in front of it, actually 3 all the way around, providing a vision, just kind of skirting around this control ward, allowing them this move.
Ooh, Dardoch taking quite a bit of damage from Jiizuke. That's all front end loaded though. He's gonna wait for the cooldowns, but Dardoch has to be careful. He's just gonna look very tasty to decide if EG here, if Jiizuke actually wants to stay for the fight. He goes around to the left, protecting what could happen as a result of the fight. Bjergsen hits Svenskeren. Just about all of his HP. Jiizuke in and out as they see Predators locked on from Dardoch, ready to initiate himself. And everybody's tempted for this next fight as they stare each other in the eyes. Jiizuke is going to head back towards mid, though. He says he wants a bit of aggression there. Bjergsen will follow, knowing he's heading back down the lane. So trying to match each other. EG and TSM moving around the map here, 12 minutes in.
Yeah, kind of like what I was talking about in Champ Select. Kindred has a hard time dealing with poke damage. So you see right there, Zoe, Bjergsen doesn't even have damage items. That was just level 9 Zoe trying to beat up on a jungler. If you land the Q, huge burst damage makes so next time, you know, Svenskeren can't rely on dodging. He would have to pop an ultimate early and then you get to chase the Kindred off. So makes Kindred's life very difficult if those things start to land. And because of the chunk on top side, they run him off. Dardoch and Bjergsen starting up this Infernal Dragon. They want to even up the dragon count. But I would say Infernal buff is more valuable than the Mountain buff because there are no tanks on the side of Evil Geniuses. And oh shit, TSM will be very happy to just get that little extra damage.
Ocean Soul changes the rift. 1 stack so far on Svenskeren's Kindred. When does it become really just hard to pick up stacks if there's a time?
I mean, it gets more difficult to pick up stacks, actually, the more stacks that you have, because you have to keep going deeper and deeper to find them or find them off of kills. The most difficult time, of course, is when the enemy team just controls all the spawn points. If you can't invade, if they have stronger laners and stuff like that, then that makes it a lot more difficult. But right now, they're fairly shallow because, like you're talking about, he only has 1, so it can still spawn on the Gromp, on the Raptors,
down there right
out
now.
there, pretty far out, so not too big of a deal. It's more in pro play, a lot more difficult because you're focusing on your team objectives rather than being a little bit more selfish. But TSM right now doing a pretty good job of defending. Broken Blade actually goes over to the Gromp to take that one away, so Svenskeren won't be able to grab it. Respawn should be coming pretty soon, and Dardoch hovers top again. This tower is very low, but they still want to make a play to try and get one back. Svenskeren has to run out, and an easy lantern.
TSM deathless as they start to push this advantage towards the top side of the map. Keeping eyes on Jiizuke so he can't get any assassination attempts down on anyone or half of their HP bar. Dardoch gets hooked in there and he goes down. Very close to being dead, has to use the stopwatch. It's going to be a charm in. Svenskeren's going to have the damage, though, as he comes out of his ultimate. Lamb's Despite's going to keep him alive for now. There goes the heal. And here comes Aphelios. Crescendum turret is down. They're going to start dealing out with Severum now. And they have to watch out on the side of TSM. Jiizuke able to pick up a kill there on Bjergsen. Broken Blade in the eyes of Kumo as he's chasing with that World Ender speed, forcing the flash on Sett. And a lot of summoners down there for the side of TSM as they are routed out of the fight near Baron Pit.
Yeah, that was a big hook from Zeyzal to start the entire row of dominoes falling over there. And then after that initial burst damage, where Zeyzal is able to get the hook, he plays him, he gets the ignite off, that's a big chunk onto Dardoch. Svenskeren is not letting that one get away. He flashes over with the Kindred.
That's my mark.
Yep, chases him down and gets another mark. And is able to walk back into his own Kindred ultimate for the extra heal, and then narrowly avoid the bubble from Bjergsen you saw fly over the wall afterwards. Because they get the jungler kill, means they get to start up the Rift Herald, and Evil Geniuses look to gain another Rift Herald take.
Has to feel good with that control over the objective on the top side of the map. It means plates. And know, we hear some players saying that's the game. If you can control it from there on out, you get such an influx of gold. But the kills were on TSM's side. Gold's pretty even. EG has to keep doing things like this, though. The hook from Zeyzal.
Oh, great control ward in that brush. Gives him the vision. He's able to get the hook into the play with the ignite. Svenskeren's not letting him get away. Even though he gets his stopwatch off, his ultimate actually pushes Svenskeren towards him a little bit. Still got the auto off, and he was trying to get Svenskeren off of the ultimate to get the kill. They don't get it. Then the collapse. Jiizuke just annihilates Bjergsen there, as Bjergsen had his eyes on Svenskeren trying to snipe that kill. Jiizuke coming in with LeBlanc and finding that Zoe with no defenses up because the bubble is used offensively. Jiizuke able to get one too, so 2 kills going to some big carry champions for Evil Geniuses.
We'll see what checkbox they have next, Kobbe. Moving on for a 1 minute 14 second Ocean Drake will be pretty nice to start getting those up into your Ocean Soul. And it looks like they've already put that pressure towards the bottom side of the map. Remember, no TPs, so if LeBlanc is top, Jiizuke cannot get to the fight too fast, but also not the slowest mover around the map. TSM is definitely focusing towards mid and bot, though.
All right. Let's see if they can actually make it out of the brush. Biofrost does have ult.
Beautiful hook there as he also gets drowsy himself. Biofrost goes in with the quickness. That's going to be the stopwatch down. Zeyzal the focus on the front end. Broken Blade goes in to try to stop anything from happening. As they get back and reset the fight from EG's side, they are able to take down Zeyzal.
All right, so that comes at a cost, though. Evil Genius is pushing both side lanes. Kumo is on the bottom turret. Jiizuke just pushed that top side, was able to get it in. TSM find the kill. Will they get more?
Good read from Dardoch. Tries to get back to the distortion point. Just hitting the mirror image of Jiizuke as they get out to safety. Well, that wasn't mirror. That was real Jiizuke.
Yeah, that was close. Those feathers, if he had been able to get the root there, that would be a dead Jiizuke. He bought time, though. Kumo does take the bottom tower in exchange for the kill with TSM's 5-person grouping. And this definitely still remaining close as the Ocean Drake is started up. Let's see if they can actually contest it. LeBlanc coming from base. So TSM want to burst it down before Jiizuke gets here. If EG don't have that LeBlanc, it's going to be up to a steal for Sven.
Squishies are on the front side of this fight, taken from Sven. He's able to get in, lands the spike, possibly to get out. That's going to be a lot of damage. Sven picks up a kill before he goes down. 2 going in the hands of Bjergsen as they start to get out of this fight. But what a take. And first Ocean Drake going over the side of Evil Geniuses.
Svenskeren decided this is the game he's going to start styling. He flashes after Dardoch to go grab that other kill on top side. Here into the dragon, that is incredibly difficult to do, to queue over and get the smite. Then he uses his ultimate after securing the objective to delay time.
Finds a kill.
And they get the counter kill, exactly. So here, look at this. Let's just look at the HP bar because Dardoch has smite also. Svenskeren gets it, gets his ult off before Biofrost was able to knock him up for the CC. So he got his ult off just in time. This buys time for the team to burst down Dardoch within range that after the ult ends, they both go down anyway, so it is a trade kill plus a stolen objective.
Super smart from Sven to get to the back of the pit so he can get all auto attacks and Qs from Kumo into that, popping up the team that would have been able to take down Sven quickly. Evil Genius is working beautifully together right now, possibly losing Sven, but they know they're aggressive. They want to get back onto Dardoch, possibly someone forward, comes out with the Infernum Moonlight Vigil, and that's a kill for Bang. Beautifully done. The follow-up here is so unsuspecting from TSM that they are not ready to dodge it when it is coming out. 4-6 here. It was only kills in favor of TSM to start things off, but punches are being thrown back and forth now as EG starts to step up at 20 minutes.
Bang gets his hands in there as well, able to find the snipe. So all 3 carries on the side of EG now getting gold from these extra kills. And with that last outer tower going down, plus the second inner, it creates this really big vacuum for TSM where their only defenses are so close to base that the neutral objectives become very difficult for them to actually contest. The Dragon as well as the Baron Pit become very hard for them to get their vision in place. And EG should be able to set up a lot of pockets of vision for Jiizuke on this LeBlanc to actually find those picks, because that's what you're scared of. The big burst damage that can come down from LeBlanc. And then, of course, Bang already getting a couple snipes in there. Should be able to finish something off.
And Ocean kind of works both ways. It's fun because you can ward a giant brush that covers an area where usually you might need to use 2, but it's also nice hiding spots for Jiizuke.
Exactly.
There are more brush for the LeBlanc to be hiding in.
It's going to be scary stuff once he gets himself into that position. Already floating around, obviously cleaning up the top wave and finding anyone who will be a straggler towards that red side TSM jungle. As the ADs bout it out in mid here.
And like we keep saying, Dardoch is going to be the target for Jiizuke. He burned the stopwatch last time, so he has no survivability. It is just a level 10 Gragas, and even if there's an Ocean Drake that heals people up and they're at full life, this LeBlanc will 100% to 0 a Gragas if he walks anywhere close to one of those brush, Jiizuke can get that full combo off. Meanwhile, EG should return to the same strategy. Because they want to play the whole map, and those 2 neutral objectives we talked about, it is imperative that they get the side waves in their favor. It's twofold as we get Kumo chase out here. Get a little antsy, but he's able to walk his way out, jump over the wall. It's imperative that you get the extra vision that pushing up minion waves brings you, in addition to posing this problem to TSM, where if they come contest these neutral objectives that you're setting up around, they do lose out on minion golden experience. In addition to having a lot of extra vision control for yourselves, it's going to mean that EG are the ones to start out and determine the course of the mid game.
We just saw that little push as you were talking about in the bot, TSM saying we are actually completely dark in our jungle. We need wards. The buddy system has been employed, and they placed a few on the bot, but they've lost their wards now on the top for main objective.
There's Jiizuke trying to find Bjergsen, gets the chain.
Drowsy back. Good to go.
And that's the defensive bubble that I'm talking about for this matchup. That's why Zoe often has to save that cooldown if the LeBlanc is around, so you can use it for defensive purposes. EG, they start up the Baron. They're trying to draw TSM over.
Svenskeren staying closer. Bang not being that first one. You lose damage against Baron if you are the one tanking it. So they want to make sure Crescendum is just dishing
dark.
Max. 18 seconds on the Ocean. Not going to be any souls, so not gaining that much priority. Jiizuke towards this top, and now they might have an inkling that main objective is being done in Baron. It's going to go down. It looks like that 4-second back may be halted as Jiizuke wanted a quick fight, but EG will now reset. Beautifully done on the map, being able to take the 3-person Baron.
And a really good highlight by our observers to toggle the vision there. You can see the map from TSM's perspective. It's all dark, and like you mentioned, this LeBlanc could be in any of the brush. She could be in any of this fog of war that covers the entire objective. And TSM, too scared to go move in and contest the Baron. They take the consolation prize of the Dragon, and they're going to try and defend Baron #1, which, to be fair, it's very dangerous, and going in to face check that, you probably lose the fight. So they're going to try and rely upon the extra defenses of these towers to give them a little bit better of a chance. And in the meantime, they do get the Dragon to stall away the possible soul stack.
Looking for a fight. Broken Blade's just kind of putting himself in the beginning. Just in mid, they look for a flank, but now straight through the front door against EG. Broken Blade just wants the back line. Drops Svenskeren immediately as he picks him out of Lamb's Respite.
Oh my goodness. Broken Blade saw you were messing with his jungler, Svenskeren. You can flash over and kill Dardoch. He's going to beat you down in the back line. He just dunks him to the back, and then, like I highlighted yesterday in the testing station with Sett, you can W flash to move the damage payload from your Haymaker.
Yes.
And that's exactly what he does. Even after Sven flashes and is able to get away, Broken Blade follows to finish that kill. And this puts a complete halt to the Baron that EG got.
Absolutely, and looking at this last pick, Kindred now, you're looking at that Broken Blade, the ultimate from Sett. You're looking at Gragas' barrel. Both of those knock you out of Lamb's Respite. Both can change the tide of that fight, so it's getting a little bit harder now that they're focusing on taking him out first. Bjergsen a fight on the map. On the other side, Kumo looking pretty strong there for a moment. Was about to get a bit of help on Bjergsen's side as EG is encroaching farther and farther into that bot side jungle here as Jiizuke still gets work done on the top side.
Yeah, Baron buff. They're still trying to get some juice out of it here on the side of EG. But as you can see, they haven't been able to make any headway on the towers. It's a recall for Jiizuke in the top side. He doesn't have teleport, so TSM want to take numbers advantage.
That's from a pink ward. They don't know he's coming around. Now they have vision. They have to change it around. That's a nice showstopper, but is it going to be enough? Svenskeren falls once again. Lamb's Respite not up just yet. That's how fast TSM is fighting. That EG's cooldowns are not yet up for ultimates. Kumo can still be under the turret for a bit as they have the Baroned up minions. They just still do have a melee up there. I was going to say the cannon minions aren't in range. He's got to be careful for aggro, but they stay strong here, and they are going to try to take the turret down.
Kobbe just died with ult, flash, and heal up on Xayah. I got to see the replay of what happened because I was looking at the Kindred kill. TSM got the Kindred kill, yet giving
gets the hook. Bjergsen's able to flash out of that one. Now they're under the turret, and it looks like they are going to be going down one onto Zeyzal. Broken Blade picks up a kill. Where does this next one come down? Bjergsen's not going to be able to find that paddle star, as it does not look EG wants to leave just yet. They have such a minion wave on the bot, but nothing else pushing anywhere. So they do have to be careful for TSM's answer.
This is honestly a bloodbath, Riv. These counter kills just keep coming in, bursting just when you think one team has the advantage. All right, so I'm gonna keep my eyes on Kobbe this time around because we know what happens on the left side of the screen. Sett dunks Kindred right into him. So he gets knocked there with the Q from Aatrox. And the Aphelios ultimate on 4 grouped up people. It's an Infernum ultimate that just blows him up. So that was one Aatrox Q. It was a Q1, long range. That was the first little bit of damage.
Yeah.
And then 4 people grouped for the extra AoE. That's why you have all these YouTube highlight montages of Aphelios. Even after that ult was nerfed with the Infernum, still the big extra damage goes in.
So good.
You get those multiple explosions, people grouped up, and that's when you see them dying with double summoners and ult up.
And as is always when you're fighting as a marksman, he had that Baron cannon minion just throttling him the whole time too from the side. Couldn't get out of the aggro from that. It's just not his day.
Yeah, actually, little cannon minion damage does add up, especially when you have the Baron buff on it. All right, full reset though, because there were so many counter kills. We kept on seeing Jiizuke went in, bursted someone down from 100% to 0 as well. This game is not out of reach for TSM, even though EG have a very big lead here, and currently they have control of the map, with Jiizuke pushing topside. They'll be able to get this top tower, rotating up from mid lane. TSM are actually splitting their call right now, sending Gragas down bottom side to possibly dive Kumo.
He's got World Ender. This is actually, he can just absorb a lot of pressure if he does want to pull that fight in. Now he can play the stop the backs game and just keep chasing these guys away. World Ender to safety if he needs it. He's just pinged onto Broken Blade saying, I don't have that chase anymore. They have too much speed. EG is still working on the top side turret. So the cross map plays. It seems like TSM is reacting a bit too much to what EG has put in front of them.
Dragon coming up, Riv. They got to rotate on down.
Oh, Dardoch getting caught out here in the middle. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough for the kill just yet. That's the Kleber Malt. Might be a lockdown, but it seems like he's lost that due to the Zanyas, and they won't be able to do too much more with it.
Yeah, he was worried. He didn't know which guns Bang had, so he wasn't quite sure which ultimate went there, I think. Pretty sure that's why he used the Zonyas. The cooldown on it is fairly low, so it's not too big of a deal, especially, more Gragas players. But in the end, objective picked up for EG. All going according to plan here. We'll see if that Zonyas does come back up for Dardoch before the next team fight. If that actually ends up meaning anything. Short pause here as we'll check in, see what happened on stage.
And just taking stock of what's going on, Broken Blade has been popping up in these fights very big with the punches. 4-0-3 for him on the top side. We didn't get too much towards the top side of the map to start things off, but it seems like Broken Blade has been able to kind of find these fights, continue to get himself in. That's also something we've heard from analysts, from pros and people who play Sett, is that he only gets the fight if he can walk up to you. We've actually seen him do that a few times, and EG hasn't been able to react. So it's interesting to see how they'll start to react to that.
Well, I think one of the biggest things is that Broken Blade is using the ultimate very well for Sett. Because we always used to talk about, oh, Gragas is a really good answer to Kindred because you can knock Kindred off of the ultimate. You can actually knock all of the enemy champions off the ultimate. But that's only if the Gragas is alive. Dardoch keeps on getting attacked by Svenskeren, and it's up to Broken Blade to defend his honor. He's been taking Svenskeren down with the ultimate combo there, and then flashing after with the Haymaker to get a couple of the kills that you do see on the Kindred. So I think that's one of the good usages that we've already seen thus far. And Broken Blade trying to defend his jungler's honor.
I do like the combination we've been seeing so far in these initiations. 6 to 9 as we hit 30 minutes on the clock. Jiizuke stays towards top side. He has now set up residence on that. As you can see, Aphelios with those crits, 4 of those flame bursts turn into 8 when he crits. So it feels pretty nice when you have the Infernum gun out. Inferno ultimate across the team to just start off a fight. It looks like Kumo wants in. It's a bit tentative for the start, but Broken Blade does get himself separated. It's now 4 members of TSM. No, 3 back in. Bjergsen looks to the side and Jiizuke. So he can't get the flank in. There's the showstopper back into the ultimate. Lamb's fight is down. Who's going to come out of this one alive? And who's going to come out in the grave? It's going to be Jiizuke first going down as they trade back onto Broken Blade for the retribution kill. And it looks like EG has their eyes set on what to push next.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1 in the end. LeBlanc for Sett. Broken Blade actually used a flash at the very end there. I think nobody was close to going down, but that is going to be some of the big playmaking down for them. Jiizuke on the top side of the screen, I believe it was Bjergsen trying to get him out of the fight, and they were able to lock him down. Such a close fight right there. And you actually saw the Gragas ultimate this time around, spreading everybody off of the ultimate, except for the one low health member there was able to stick around. So we do have a full reset after. Let's take a look at how it started out. It was a full surround. You can see on the mini-map, 2 flanks here. It's top for Jiizuke, bottom for Kumo, and Kumo flashes in right to the heart of the team. He gets a full combo onto Kobbe to force the ultimate early. Then he backs off. You can see Bjergsen go to the top of the screen
right away.
Down. Gragas spreads everybody off the ultimate, but Kumo was able to stay on it. Plus he has the GA, so he's in the heart of the team. Broken Blade is then surrounded by everybody. Yeah, I do think on second look, it's definitely a wasted flash at the end there for Broken Blade, but because they got the counter kill onto Jiizuke, the level 16 LeBlanc, it means it's a draw.
Yeah, very big save for that fight. But from the right side, Biofrost goes in on entirety of EG. Is the follow-up there from TSM. They are going to lose Biofrost first, but where's the trade? Where's the damage? It's coming in from Kobbe. Resurrecting up. Will they be able to get Kumo back into the fight with enough damage? It looks like Bjergsen can take him down. Battlestar coming in. They drop one more. Jiizuke goes down. Kumo still wants to be in the front of the fight for his team. A double kill for Kobbe as they just start sorting out the members of EG left and right. There's the kill coming in from a few of the members, though. Actually, minions. And hits from Bang. Minions take down the turret, rather, as everything's coming in on the screen. EG is now losing the fight in the middle of the map. You said the last one was close, Kobbe. And that's what happens in close fights. It can go either way.
We just said, this game is not out of reach for TSM, and they are scrapping back into it in these team fights. That one was Biofrost seeing the opening on the Rakan, finds a multi-person CC with the ultimate, and let's take another look. This is without Zoe even being there for Bjergsen, but because he catches them by surprise, they get the big initiation. Broken Blade tries to get the ultimate into the wall there. Kumo still dives in, he gets off the first kill. Another good separation ultimate from Dardoch. That Gragas ultimate is able to section them off for the extra kill. They take down Kumo, but then going in here, Broken Blade finds the kill onto Jiizuke with his Haymaker true damage, and Kumo couldn't get out, so he had to try and walk in for the fight. Take a look here. It was actually the Gravitum activation there from the Cleverum marks that were on them, and he's able to get a mark kill.
Let's see this. Look at the damage graph. Entirety of the game is what you're looking at right now. Almost got a few people over that 20,000 mark with Aphelios. Bang at 22.5. Was really able to dish out this damage, so they have to get that backline target as soon as possible.
All right, looking for the flank. Keep your eyes on the Predator here. Dardoch just activated. Gragas looking on the flank.
Grabbing some ball.
Kindred's taking the objective while they're looking for it.
This is Soul Drake. They have to watch how much they can split here, though. Now Svenskeren isn't that great of a spot. He does have that brush behind him to work with. Soul Drake is stopped, and now it's Soul Point for both teams. That's going to be the take over on the side for Dardoch. TSM feeling really good about this fight and also have a minion wave up middle. They do have to pressure the top and the bottom side, though, so the choice to now go for Baron could be very costly if they lose this fight. They're pushed up almost to their base.
Quite the slugfest we have here, Riv. Dardoch gets a steal back in exchange for Svenskeren's steal earlier in the game. Now both teams at 3 Drakes. Baron started up, no vision for EG this time around.
No Infernum ultimate here. Baron's down to half. Definitely a fight that EG would want to take. Jiizuke on the left side, ready to either pop Kobbe if he can come out. Broken Blade's the first one in. He wants to try to distract and cause chaos. Bjergsen's Banshee's Veil is blown on the backside of the fight. Nobody's helping Broken Blade. EG's able to kite this one out, but instant shock and all coming in from TSM to take down Aphelios. Bang now out of the fight, and TSM is locked and loaded to find more members of Evil Geniuses. Svenskeren on the chase. The mid lane trying to be pushed up here by Jiizuke if minions even do come out or if there's a straggler on the fight, but it just seems like EG gets separated too quick.
Important chase down kill there for TSM. They take down the jungler so they can return to the Baron with no smite steal. Opportunity for Svenskeren, for Evil Geniuses. Keep your, well, you can't keep your eyes on him, but Jiizuke is lurking around. The LeBlanc on the, probably behind the Baron pit right now.
It's going to be real tough. You see that smite onto Bjergsen, and he has grabbed the smite as well for Dardoch. They're going to be able to collapse on this one from a pretty high HP.
Going for it.
Jiizuke distorts once to give himself a bit of safety, going back if he needs it, and it does not look like there will be an attempt. Nice heady play as Baron is taken. Quickness over the wall. Who can follow? Bjergsen with just one auto attack. Finally, that body slam is there for Dardoch, and it's just a 1-2. They can at least keep Jiizuke here, but his team's moving up mid lane, and TSM's about to reset with Baron buff.
Jiizuke actually goes for the minions with the distortion. I think TSM were going to let him leave, but not any longer.
See you later. No magic. Great enough to get out of that play against the members of TSM, and we do see Jiizuke fall. The gold still very even in this game. Still on soul point at 2.5 minutes for that Ocean Drake.
Let me remind you.
Remind me.
As I talked about in the intro, TSM have the longest average game time after week 1 at 50 minutes.
Every player should have Gathering Storm. Is that what you're saying?
Coming into this game, so it's not that big of a surprise that we've got 6 Drakes taken already, and TSM are now coming back in the game with Baron to extend it further, approaching the 40-minute mark. With Baron now, they are actually the ones determining the pace, though. Marching forward, taking down turrets. There's a lot of standing gold for TSM to take down, and with this Baron, they will be able to actually surpass for the first time in quite a long time EG in the gold count. Kobbe here does have a Guardian Angel in his full build for Xayah, so they do have extra safety as well.
Biofrost inside the base says hello. Svenskeren's going to be the first one there. Does get blown back. Now he's on Lamb's Respite, but who can help him to get through the base gate and be a little bit better? Broken Blade's going to be coming up with that kill. He just has Sven's number as he throws out these haymakers and keeps the rest of Evil Geniuses on the ropes. They're going to be pushing through the top side. That is TSM now going for EG's Nexus turrets. And to say that TSM's backs were against the wall, and this one would be correct. They have pushed back very hard against Evil Geniuses and are finding a way to the victory, finding a way to their first win of this 2020 spring split. The Nexus turrets in their eyes for the last few members of Evil Geniuses. And the masterminds have been thwarted once again on the Rift. The Nexus turret goes down, the TSM chance abound, and the Nexus will fall in favor of TSM as they pick up their first win of the split.
Game was an absolute slugfest there. 29 kills for them. And it's no surprise that in the slugfest Rift, Sett is the one that comes out ahead. Broken Blade was 6-1-10 on the Sett, and he was a very big part of taking down the Kindred, getting them through a lot of the mid-game stumbles. Also, some really big plays. Bjergsen on the Zoe was able to find a lot of the poke damage that they did need.
Yeah.
And in the end there, TSM make the comeback after EG had started to gain a lot of ground there through the mid game. And that, as you said, is going to be the first win of the season for this team.
I feel like EG had the right play style in mind, continued Jiizuke to flank, but it was more of a fool me once, never fool me again for Bjergsen. We saw him get taken out by Jiizuke at the bottom of one of those Herald fights, and then Bjergsen was always on Jiizuke if he was coming from the side. We saw the fight that TSM almost lost in mid. Bjergsen instantly went towards Raptors to get Jiizuke out. Don't touch my team. So figuring out where Jiizuke was coming from, I think, was a big key factor in stopping EG from being such an authority in the fights.
And I know that you have really been enjoying playing Aphelios lately. It looks like Bang was enjoying it as well. He had a lot of big moments, with the ultimate, with the Mark Snipes as well. So, I mean, that was well played still. Some highlights for EG players at times. But in the end, because TSM were able to get that pick, then they're able to get the chase down kill on the jungler, securing the objective for themselves, running it through with the last Baron. Definitely a worthy win.
Absolutely. So let's send it down to Pastry, who's ready for an interview with the victorious jungler.
Thank you very much. I am here with Dardoch, TSM's newest jungler. Quite the game. At some point, you were fairly far behind, but you managed to get through it. TSM's first win in this season. How's it all going, Dardoch?
Just say we're happy with our first win, but I don't think things are going perfectly, obviously. We have a lot of things we're doing wrong in the game, but I think we had a much better draft this time, so we were able to come out with a win.
I know you can be quite critical of yourself and how you're playing, so how are you feeling about your level of play currently?
I mean, mechanically, I think I'm fine, but I still need to adjust to how our team is playing, at least macro-wise. Like you saw that game, I died a lot randomly, trying to do stuff without my team, and it happens a lot in scrims too, so.
How different is TSM versus other teams you've been on? Because you are a player that certainly has journeyed through a lot of the organizations here in the LCS. What's different about playing for this team?
I'd say that obviously the expectations coming in are a lot higher than any other team I've ever been on. And then also just the amount of practice that is like naturally put in, where it doesn't feel like you're working overtime or doing extra games, stuff like that, where it's more of like a cultural thing where everybody just kind of naturally stays after and tries a bit harder. So I'd say those are the biggest things.
Is that something that drew you to the environment in TSM? Because you're a very competitive person, very driven. Is that what you were looking for when you looked to rejoin the LCS?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then as far as your teammates go, how's it playing with a very different set of teammates, and Bjergsen in particular, who everyone talks about as being such a great player? How is it being his jungler?
I love playing for Soren and with Soren. I think he's a really impressive player and a really impressive leader. Like, for example, he's extremely sick right now, and he still shows up on game day and does everything he does in scrims, and while he's sick and still trying to play scrims and still doing his absolute best. So I thank Soren a lot for the effort he's put in, and he's a big reason why we picked up our win today.
And then my last question for you. There was a lot of criticism in the preseason of you rejoining your team. Do you have anything to say to those critics?
I don't think I've necessarily disproven them yet, but I'm looking forward to doing so, and yeah, thankful for the critics regardless.
Well, certainly off to a decent start with TSM's first win. Dardoch, thank you very much. We're going to go to a break, but don't go too far. More LCS action is coming right up.
Ref, we have a problem here. The password is not... It is. My bad.
You gotta know the ignite tick.
Attempt 2!
Broken blade goes back in. Oh, it's gonna be the haymaker. And keeps them alive with triumph.
We're coming.
going, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think we try over the wall. If you
I got it.
Can latch it?
Okay. I can EM.
Hold that damage. Not bad.
Nice, not bad.
There's the showstopper back into the ultimate. Lamb's fight is down. Who's gonna come out of this one alive? And who's gonna come out in the grave?
Nice.
Look at this guy!
Okay, boys. Well, we won a game.
Nice. LCS is winnable or?
What?